As I prepare for my Appalachian Trail through hike, my most important parts of my gear setup are my big three: my pack, my shelter, and my sleep system. These are the items that determine how heavy my load feels, how well I recover each night, and how comfortable I am in all weather. In today's video, I'll be breaking down what I've chosen as I head towards Springer Mountain in March. Let's start with my backpack. This is the Zpacks Arc Haul Ultra 60-liter backpack. It weighs in at 22 ounces or 1.4 pounds. It's made of waterproof Ultra 100X material, which is highly abrasion and tear resistant. It features a curved carbon fiber arched frame that keeps the pack off your back and cool, and transfers the weight down to your hip belt. So even though the pack is a roll top, it's got lots of exterior storage, which I really like. It's got the side pockets where I can store water bottles, sit pads, trekking poles if I'm not using them. It's also got this large mesh area where I can put things that I may need during the day. And on the belt, I've got these two waterproof pockets from Zpacks, and I can store things in here: snacks, gear, camera. I always keep my headlamp in here. And then on both of the shoulder straps, on one shoulder strap, I have a chicken tramper water bottle sleeve that I use primarily for my camera gear, my GoPro, my tripod, and my Insta360 selfie stick, as well as this one, which is a Zpacks water bottle sleeve, which I use to store my 700 milliliter water bottle with a sports cap so I can quickly get to and drink more often, help keep me hydrated. This Ultra 60 replaces my previous Arc Haul 62-liter backpack, which I purchased in 2020. And although I've only got 3 days hiking with it, I can tell already that this curved frame and the larger torso size that I ordered a medium instead of a small, are really going to make a huge difference when hiking the Appalachian Trail this year. Next up is my Zpacks Duplex tent. It weighs in at 21.76 ounces or 1.4 pounds. I purchased it in 2021 to replace a Big Agnes Fly Creek. Even though I hike alone, I really do appreciate the space that this two-person tent gives me. It's lightweight, it's roomy, it's well ventilated, and packs down really small, as you can see here, and sets up easy once you get the hang of it. It's a trekking pole tent, so it does require trekking poles to use for the peak, or you can buy separate carbon fiber poles, which I use when I'm bike packing. But since I'm already carrying trekking poles, I don't need to carry separate tent poles for my tent. The only downside to this tent is the half moon entry zippers, and to get in and out of it, you have to unzip the whole thing and lay it down. The new Duplex Pro has L-shaped zippers, so you can actually get out easier. But other than that, this has been a great tent for me. The tent itself doesn't come with stakes. I use Zpacks 6-inch Sonic tent stakes. They're made of aluminum. They have a Y-beam for better grip. And I only broke one once when I foolishly tried to beat it into the ground with a rock. Nothing is more important to staying warm on the trail when the temperatures drop below 50 degrees than a warm sleeping pad. I have used the Therm-a-Rest NeoAir XTherm sleeping pad since 2021. It weighs in at just 16 ounces or 1 pound. It has an R value of 6.9. It's 2 inches thick, and it has the Therm-a-Rest wing lock valve. As a four-season backpacker in New England, I've camped out in extreme cold as 0 degrees Fahrenheit with this pad. And it really has made the difference. It's also so lightweight that I use it in 3 seasons. I use it in spring and fall as well. Some people consider a pillow optional. For me, it's really important. It's the only way I get a good night's sleep. And I use the Enlighten Equipment Cloud9 UL pillow. It weighs in at 3.51 ounces. It's got comfortable fabric on the top, and it's got non-slip fabric on the back so that it doesn't move around while you're sleeping. I started using quilts in November of 2021, and I now have 3 of them. The first quilt is my Enlightened Equipment Revelation 10-degree quilt. It weighs in at 25.48 ounces or 1.6 pounds, and it has 950 fill power down, and it packs down smaller than any of the synthetic quilts I have. The next quilt I have is the Enlighten Equipment Revelation Apex 20-degree Fahrenheit quilt. It weighs in at 34.96 ounces or 2.2 pounds. It uses ClimaShield Apex insulation, and it performs better than down in wet and humid conditions. And the third quilt I have is also an Enlighten Equipment Revelation Apex. This one's a 40-degree quilt. It weighs in at 18 ounces and it's 1.1 pounds. So which quilt am I using on my Thru-Hike? Well, the answer is all of them. My plan is threefold. I'm going to start off in March and April with the 10-degree and the 40-degree quilts, and that weighs about 43.5 ounces. Well, this will be my heaviest setup. The down will keep me warm on those cold nights. I'm a cold sleeper, so the rating of 10 degrees means I'm comfortable to about 30 degrees. And so if the temperature does go down into the 20s, I'll need that little bit of extra insulation that 40-degree Fahrenheit quilt will give me. Also, as we sleep in the cold, we get a lot of condensation. So that condensation will form on the outside of the Apex material, which is a better insulator when it gets wet. And that will keep my down very dry and very functional. As we move along into the April and June time frame, I will be switching out for just this 20-degree Fahrenheit Apex. And that will reduce my weight a little bit and get me down to about 35 ounces. And I'll use that one solo by itself. Later in the June/August time frame, I'll probably switch over to just the 40-degree quilt itself. That will be my lightest option at 18 ounces, and that will give me basic warmth during the warm summer months. I may need to switch back to something else in the mountains or maybe in Maine as it gets colder, but that remains to be seen. So the options are to be shipping and changing these quilts as I go along rather than carrying one quilt for the entire distance. For me, it's key to be warm at night and to get a good night's rest if you're going to be hiking all day. So that's a look at my big three as I get ready for the Appalachian Trail. These choices aren't about chasing the lightest weight or the most expensive gear. They're about what I trust. I need to stay comfortable, I need to sleep well, and stay protected during the day on the trail. If you have questions about any of this gear or want to share what's working for you, feel free to drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you out on the trail.